If you're new at trading and you're struggling to get some traction, you're going to want to watch this video because today I will be covering a very simple strategy that you can use on the most liquid assets such as currencies, Bitcoin, large cap stocks, futures, and indices. So for this strategy, we only care about one trading pattern, which I'll be showing you in a moment. But the first thing you need to know is we will only be using two time frames for this strategy, which is the daily and the 1 hour. So here's how this works. We simply wait for a major swing high or major swing low to be taken out. For example, we see on the Euro Yen back in March earlier this year, we had this swing low taken out to the downside. So while price is retracing, our bias is going to be to the downside until this major high is taken out. And then once that happens, our bias will be to the upside. So the most recent opportunity we had using this strategy in this particular instrument, once again we're looking at the daily chart, is when this swing high was taken out, and all throughout this retracement lower we're looking for buying opportunities. And that's going to lead us into the second part of the strategy where we actually enter the trade, and that's going to be based on that second time frame, which is the 1 hour. And I'm actually going to circle this sort of entire region where we have this retracement, the price is going up. And here's what we're going to look for when we zoom into the 1 hour. We're going to be looking for a very simple trading pattern, and that pattern is going to look like this. Okay, that is literally it. We're gonna be looking for this pattern, and this doesn't have to look exactly like this. But what we're looking for is two higher highs and higher lows. So here's our first higher high, and here's our second one. Once this happens, we're looking to buy. We're looking for longs. Looking over here, the first time that this happened was right here. We had a very clear series of higher highs. And here, according to the strategy, we would have bought and it would have been a losing trade because, as you can see, price went lower after that. And sometimes this is not going to work. The next time this happened is over here where we had 1, 2, 3, and we would have entered right over here when it produced that second higher high right there. So that would have been a winning trade. What about when we have a bearish bias and we're looking for that pattern? Well, if we look back to over here when we would have had a bearish bias, let's see if we find any signs of 3 lower lows on this retracement higher. And as a matter of fact, we do not. So there's no price movement whatsoever that indicates 2 lower lows at any point in this retracement. And once we finally do have that pattern here, that's already above this swing high in the daily. So that doesn't occur until we're in a bullish bias. So when we have bearish price action and we have a bullish bias, we do not pull the trigger because we're looking for bullish price action. So there's a bit of a safety net built into the strategy. Let's just look at a couple examples. USD CAD daily chart, clear break above this level with this move. All throughout here we're looking for longs. Zoom into the 1 hour chart. Do we have 3 higher highs here? Yep, so we're going to take a loss right over here. So this is going to be very clearly 2 higher highs. We're going to take a loss. The next time that happened is going to be our profitable trade. We have 1, 2, and then a second higher high comes in here, so we would have been long right here or so. And obviously if you waited for a pullback, would have missed the move there. So let's actually take a look at a spot where we might have or would have likely actually suffered a loss. So that's going to be with the break of this level when price moved down here and then retraced. Then we would have been looking for shorts all the way through this retracement and on the way back down. So let's see if we had any series of 3 lower lows that would have gotten us in trouble. So the first series of 3 lower lows that we would have had in here would have been, maybe we're looking at something like that, and then we would have went short somewhere in here or on the pullback. So definitely some potential for profit, despite the fact that the price violently went up over the next couple weeks. But if we zoom out, let's say we did manage to take a loss, even though I actually think that's unlikely, we would have still been below the point that originated this move. So from here to here, as long as price remains below this level, we're still looking for shorts, right? So all throughout here, we'd be looking for shorts as well, and that's clearly an area where we would have found. Actually, let's take a quick look. Once again, we're looking for 2 lower lows. The first place we get that is, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3. We would have been short somewhere in here. Okay, and then if you missed it, you would have waited for some sort of pullback or whatever your trading strategy is, right? So by showing you this video, I'm not trying to tell you how to trade. I'm just giving you an idea that's based on higher time frame analysis. All right, so let's take a look at a couple of bullish examples. So here's one where we might have gotten into some trouble, where we had a break of this level with this move, and then all throughout here, as long as price remains above the origin of that impulse move, we are looking for buys in here, and this could have easily gotten us in some trouble. So let's take a look. Oh yeah, we're definitely in trouble here. This did result from a gap, it looks like over the weekend, so that could have been a loss easily. But if we take the sort of the very next setup that we had, which would have been right in here. Now, why am I not counting this? Because we technically have this move, which broke all these levels, and that is because this move right here also broke these intermediate levels. So it's a little bit unclear whether our bias should be bearish or bullish at this point in time. So the very next place that was actually clear was with the break of this level, which went up here. So we would be looking for buys all in here. If we zoom into the 1 hour, we clearly see a series of higher highs and plenty of profitable trade potential. So try this out for yourselves. You can also use this as sort of like a filter for your own trades. I have more content like this to come, so make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.